I just want to give a quick announcement before I begin this video. This is before the Kanye Yeezy porn thing has been confirmed, so if he does release it, then I'm probably not going to be able to follow Kanye as much as I once was, just because I personally don't believe that he should be making a porn website. But yeah, ignore me, let's get to the video. Kanye West. Kanye is known for having probably the best music of all time, alright, and there's not much debate there, in my opinion. And one thing that I know him for is the vast amounts of, like, amazing unreleased content, whether that be unreleased interviews, unreleased projects, or just unreleased music. It's all great, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like his unreleased stuff is just amazing, and today, I really just want to go over my favorite unreleased songs by Kanye West and just talk about them in depth and what I like about them and what I dislike about them and the fact that he probably should have released them. Let's talk about probably his most known unreleased song, Mama's Boyfriend. Now, Mama's Boyfriend samples, I believe, a Billy Joel song and also a racist old man. I'm not sure if he's racist or not, but he does say the N-word and he sounds white. But Mama's Boyfriend is just like, it shows how Kanye can just sample something in like an entire song almost and just make it sound fucking amazing, you know? I know I'm gonna be glazing Kanye a lot in this video. That's just kind of what I do though. So, Mama's Boyfriend is just a fucking great song, and like it's so creative, the way how he just talks from a child's perspective, wanting to beat up a step parent. You know, like, if I was old enough, I'd fight you. Talk about running somebody over with his bike. Like, it's just very creative ways to talk about how a child would kind of try and insult a step-parent. And that's Mama's Boyfriend. Mama's Boyfriend is just a very good song, very catchy, and probably his most known unreleased song. Now we're at Kanye's second most popular unreleased song, Never See Me Again. And Never See Me Again is a song that people believe to be a suicide letter from Kanye. I don't exactly know the reason why, but that is what everybody says. And, you know, I'd be gatekeeping all these unreleased songs, so I'm just going to tell them all to you now. And Never See Me Again, the original, the 10-minute version, is a unaltered piece of art, in my opinion. Sorry for the fly that's around my room right now. But it's just a untampered with piece of art, just raw Kanye lyrics and him going along with the beat trying to make stuff. And then the piano itself, the piano in, like, the song is amazing. And, it has a sad undertone to it, but it's also like has a happy vibe, but a sad undertone. And, you know, people, I'm not sure whether it's true or not, if he was actually going to kill himself when he released the song. But either way, you know, if that is the case, then he probably shouldn't release it, you know. I wouldn't like to see that my favorite rapper killed himself. But aside from that, it is a very good song, and I think he should keep it locked up. But I think it's just like a beautiful piece of art, and the way that it just flows together and with the sad undertone. Now that we have the unreleased singles out of the way, let's go to the unreleased albums. And the first one is Drugs. MM and then Drugs. I believe it was supposed to be the original version of Yeezus. I think that's what it was supposed to be, the original version of Yeezus. And in my opinion, it has the original version of I Am a God, Black Skinhead, and New Slaves, which in my opinion is better than the ones that were released, especially Black Skinhead. I think Black Skinhead was much better on Drugs than it was Yeezus. You'll have to listen to the whole thing because I can't play it here just because I don't want to take that risk, but it is just such a beautiful crafted song. It's like hype as shit too. It's like, it's more hype than Carnival. I think it's Kanye's most hype song. Even Normally is probably Kanye's hype song, but best hype song. But it's just, the thing that Kanye does on it is he lets it breathe a bit more, I think. Instead of making the beats so tight, he like lets them echo a bit more on Drugs, which I think, you know, is just because he didn't refine them so much. But sometimes leaving stuff raw is better than having the refined version, you know. So you can take that as you will, but Drugs is a very, very good and underrated unreleased album that not a lot of people could talk about compared to the next one I'm about to talk about. Now, the next unreleased album I'm about to talk about is Yeezy II. Now, Yeezy II has my favorite song on it, which is I Feel Like That. And I feel like that is just such a good fucking song. It's unbelievable. Like, you don't understand. You need to listen to it right now. It's like, there's just something about like I'm not sure what it is. It's like a humming in the background, but it's like he reverses it and then makes it snap on with the beat. And then he has the chorus that sounds like the end of a movie. And then you have the part where he talks about like his bipolar symptoms or whatever, which that part's alright. But I mean, it's just the beat itself is so beautiful on that song. And then you also have God Level. God Level on that song, I have a list of them over here on my second TV over here. It has God Level, and God Level is such a beautiful song, especially where that one guy comes in and just starts singing and shit. And then you have the sample at the end where he just messes around with the sample. It is a very, very, very good unreleased album. You got Hades Dog in there too, and a few others. It's just a very good song. And actually, I want to talk about an unreleased Yeezus song, Yeezus 1, which is One I Love. It's called One I Love, and it's kind of gives me the vibe of like a mobster type thing where it's like they're killing everybody, and it's just like where they put down people, and they would just have that song blaring in the background on a vinyl or something, you know. It's a very, very like moody song, and I think it's a beautiful piece of work. Now for the next unreleased album, we have Yandi. Yandi is by far Kanye's most popular unreleased album, and it's basically all released at this point, except for Alien and The Storm. But it's all just kind of like spread apart. Donda, Kids See Ghosts, Yay. It's kind of those three albums, and Jesus is King. Those four albums, if you combine all of those, all their like most popular songs, that's what Yandi is. Yandi had all those albums, but he decided not to release it, and then he just released new versions of those songs onto the other albums. Like, take for instance, The Storm was changed to, I'm not sure what the song is called, like, We Have Everything We Need, maybe. And then you have Hurricane, which was a Donda song, and Hurricane, the original one, I like a bit more than the one that was on Donda, and it's just such a beautiful song. He seemed kind of like in a happier place when he made it. And like the Alien, let's take Alien for example. We had Quavo, Young Thug, Cudi, and Kanye. It's a very good mix, even though you might not think so. It's a very good mix, especially with like nowadays Quavo is taken more as a joke because of the whole Chris Brown thing. But I mean, if you really think about it, that song, once you listen to it, is hype as shit, especially Young Thug's part. Young Thug's part is just fucking a classic. And Yandi kind of is like the main example of what people think when they think of an unreleased album or unreleased songs, is Yandi and all that stuff. Now we have TurboGrafx by Kanye. And TurboGrafx, the only songs I know is Can't Look Me in My Eyes and Can You Be, which I can't find anything else that's supposed to be on TurboGrafx, so it's pretty well hidden. But TurboGrafx is a very good album from the two fucking songs that I know. Can't Look Me in My Eyes is basically a Kid Cudi song that Kanye features on. But it is Kanye's like song that he produced, and it's on his album, so. But Kid Cudi talks mostly on it, and it's good. But the one I really like is Can You Be. Now, Can You Be is a Kanye and Travis song. But what I like is not really the song itself. It's the last minute of the song just shows these synth beats that are just so fucking perfect. And in my opinion, if I could take those and use them somehow to like how I would like it, that would be just like the perfect thing. Which, you know, I might go and do, but I just like them how they are and I don't really want to change them. But then that would be plagiarism and I don't want to take that. So that's the end of Can You Be. I'm not going to sample that or nothing, but TurboGrafx is a very, very good album. I don't really know too much about it, but those two songs are fucking amazing. And if you can, look up TurboGrafx, Kanye West, and Can You Be, Can't Look Me in My Eyes, and the art. I'll show the art right here. But the art is fucking fire as shit too. Like, he's creative as shit, I'm not gonna lie. And my opinion, I mean, I like the art that I make for my albums and stuff, you know. Like, not my albums, but like my songs, the EP that I made, like, I like the art that I do. And I think Kanye has a very big inspiration on that. But if he does do the Yeezy porn thing, then whatever, you know, it's gonna be kind of like, I'm gonna have to, it's a very complicated thing, alright? I'm done. And now let me talk about Good Ass Job. There's only one song that I could find from Good Ass Job, and it's the one with Chance the Rapper. It's Clouded Up. Now Chance is pretty good on the song. I saw on TikTok that Chance is making a comeback, and you know Chance, whatever, you know, it's like, oh, I fell off, oh, feel bad for me, but you can't make that the whole album, man. But Clouded Up, very good song. Kanye's part is unfinished, but Chance's part is good. But Clouded Up is like, it's like a happy vibe song that's also like, just, you can just get down to it, you know, you can just get down to it. But for the album itself, Good Ass Job, can't find it nowhere. You cannot find that album nowhere. Like, I've looked everywhere for it. I got YouTube channels that I found on YouTube that upload like unreleased Kanye stuff, and the only stuff from Good Ass Job they've released is Clouded Up. And they released stuff from Good Ass Job, not Good Ass Job, but what's that other one? He has an unreleased album, or it is released. It was supposed to be a demo for Dark Fantasy. I'll actually look it up now because that's the one I'm going to talk about next. But people think that those songs are Good Ass Job, but they're not. They're just like demos for Dark Fantasy. Right, so the album I was talking about before is, in fact, Good Friday. Good Friday is the one that I was talking about. It has stuff like Christian Dior, Denim Flow, Wildin' Cause I'm Young, Live Fast, Die Young, Don't Look Down. Very good songs, very good songs. You can tell they're kind of demos because they don't sound 100% done. But I mean, it's a very, very good album, and they were actually released. These are released songs, but it was uploaded to a single website for promo for Dark Fantasy. So that's why a lot of people think it's Good Ass Job, because people think that it's that they're unreleased Good Ass Job songs, because they kind of fit the vibe, but they also fit Dark Fantasy more than they would anything after that, you know, like, so don't get that confused. Good Friday is something completely different from Good Ass Job. And the next album I'm here to talk about is So Help Me God. That is, I think it's one of the newer unreleased albums, except for Vultures 2, that's an unreleased album, I guess, so. But So Help Me God is kind of like, it sounds like a nice wrap-up to like the whole thing he was on with the Yeezus and like TurboGrafx thing. And you know, we have songs such as After You, Only One, Hades Dog, and Trill. Trill's a decent song, it's just not finished, because none of these albums have 100% finished songs, except for maybe After You, but then again, Kanye's part does sound a little bit iffy. But So Help Me God, it also has All Day. That is a 100% released song, but the good version is unreleased. So Help Me God is a good album. I think, I'm not 100%, but I think it was supposed to be a Drake collab. Do not quote me on that, because I do not know. I do know he did have a Drake collab being produced somewhere, but as for if that's it, probably not. But this album is just, it's a very nice album. It doesn't have anything too crazy on it, but it does have All Day and Trill and stuff like that, which are kind of hype songs. But the All Day that was released is kind of mid, and it's also that one song with Rihanna, that one country song with Rihanna is on this album. That I think that she just took and released it herself, right? So don't 100% take me on that, because I don't know like the true like circumstances of any of these albums. But that has been the Kanye West unreleased albums and all the art stuff like that. And it is just, he does have a creative mind. I'm not trying to glaze here or nothing, but I do get a lot of my inspiration from Kanye, just because I feel like we're both into, like, I'm into fashion a little bit, you know, like I've designed t-shirts of my own on paper, and I've designed shoes my own on paper and stuff, and I like to make my own art from music and stuff, and I like to find creative outlets, and I feel like that's also something that he could have inspired me to do, but then again, I don't feel like praising him too much, especially after what's going to happen with the whole Yeezy porn thing, and how I just don't agree with that. And he was talking about wanting to keep his kids away from becoming porn stars, which I feel like this Yeezy porn is completely the opposite of that. So I don't understand why he would want to do that, especially when he talks about having a porn addiction of his own and shit like that. So as for that, I'm not really sure if I can support Kanye after that, you know, with that whole shit. And you know, as for his music recently, I feel like Vultures wasn't 100%. That remix on Like That also I didn't like 100%. So I'm feeling like I'm kind of leaning off the Kanye bandwagon, and you know, I'm gonna have to attach myself to somebody else now. Like Kendrick Lamar, he's he's alright, you know. Kendrick is cool. In my opinion, I think he's my second favorite artist besides Kanye. But this has been it for the Kanye album reviews, the unreleased stuff, and thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.